Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topic, Industry 5.0. My name is Michael Rada, and I am the founder of Industry 5.0. Before we start, I would like to summarize some basic facts related to Industry 5.0. The first one is that we are not speaking about industrial revolution. We are speaking about the first industrial evolution ever led by man. It is based on systematic waste and wasting prevention applicable for industries. It was born on December 1st, 2015 by an article named Industry 5.0 from Virtual to Physical. And in 5 years, it helps to prevent more than 750,000 metric tons of material and products becoming waste. All that without any funding or financial support of third parties. It is the only industry which does protect the environment by utilization of the on-the-ground mines. But before we start the actual presentation, let me ask you two questions. The first one is who we are, because we have many titles. We are presidents, we are designers, we are teachers, fathers, mothers, celebrities, students. We collect a lot of names and titles, but we forgot on the way one and the most important title in our world. We are human beings. And if we do who we are, we may ask, we live. We live in beautiful cities like Dubai, like Berlin, Prague. We live in beautiful cities which we fill with trash. And we work in factories which produce in one day more trash than a city in a month. And the factories produce products which frequently before reaching the customer become waste as well. We store them in big metal houses full with air, and we cry and call for more to be built around. And at the end of our shift, we are working past the outputs of our work. And when we came home, maybe we realized that something what once was called food and nature, it's called bio-waste today. At that moment we look at the red sky above our heads and we may ask ourselves where we live. I will answer this question to you. We live on this planet. It's called the Earth. And in English exists beautiful name, blue marble. I carry this image from the 70s the last century. And few years ago I saw another picture. It shows the same planet and around it 170 million pieces of space debris, space trash, pieces smaller than 10 centimeters. But additionally you have to count with 650,000 of 10 to 30 centimeters and with 80,000 above. NASA, the space agency, needs millions of dollars to visualize the garbage. Algerian cartoonist needs $10 to present the same picture of behavior of man and business on the only place we are able to live. We dig for more. More is the only criteria we are following. There is nothing more important than more. No matter what, money, houses, cars, more is needed. No matter which will we leave behind. It's only important that we leave more. Here are three numbers, years. And I don't know whether you know what the first two means. The first one, it was the first global population counting. Do you know how many people they came to? Which result they came to? It was 1 billion people. Today, in 2020, on the globe live about 7.7 billion people. What do you think was in the middle, 1912, where the next global population counting take place? It was 1.5 billion, which means in 100 years the global population increased by 50%. So that in the next 100 years it's 5 times as big. Despite 2 world wars and more than 500 war conflicts, local war conflicts around the world since 1945. In 2050, there should live 11 billion people on the planet. And just now remember the last picture I showed you. We have changed from what our forefathers did follow. The human society turns to consciety, consumable society. We are traveling, visiting beautiful cities to visit their shopping malls. Instead of producing for use and for consumption, we are producing for production. Did you know that the rest of the food on a plate make just 2% of the total wastage with food? 75% of crop never reach the second stage of production and is wasted straight away. Did you know that every 47 to 54 seconds a car show up on production line? But you have to wait for components up to 90 days. Did you know that industries ignore 475 trillion US dollars yearly because they did not stop wasting? The truth is that the pandemic in 2020 changed the priorities. Before, everything should be done in big volumes, fast, speedy. Everyone should be the winner to be on the top, and this means to be the most profitable. It was produced to sell and source, of course, the new. And technology became a god. Then the COVID-19 hit the planet. And from volume, quality. From speed, timing become more important. Instead of winners, we look for balance, and instead of profit, we look for happiness for our lives. We are producing to consume and to use. We are sourcing from existing. And not the machine, but the man become important. Our forefathers established many cities and places where we live, and many of them carry the word new in the name. But this is what we make out of it. Cities full of black clouds of smoke. And it must be a virus, a pandemic, which cleaned up the sky because the man was not able to do, because the man followed the Industry 4.0, followed the hunt for more. But the Industry 5.0 do it different way. We are not doing any more revolution, but evolution. Because systematic waste prevention, it's applicable for all industries with no exceptions. The transparency and open data will help us to harmonize the development, and education will deliver instead of wasteful, it will deliver the wasteless minds. Instead of looking and thinking in a short-term financial profit, we look for long-term prosperity, and from planning for decades, we start to act in days. From machine-driven, we change to man-led, and from meaningless to meaningful. From me to us. There is a tool developed. It's called 6R. The first R, you have to recognize that something must not become waste if you do not need it. If you can do it, then the second step came. Reconsider what to do with it. And if you are successful, just do it, realize it. If you still have something, please try to reduce the volume what was left over. Reuse the idea and share it. And please, if you speak about recycling, recycle. Do not just sort. You have to apply all these 6 points together, because if you do, you will see that the future you build is in your hands. We cannot build the future on the top of waste pyramids. Even the ancient Greeks and Egyptians have not been able to build a future on the top of pyramid. So it's a good example for us. But please do understand, the end is just the beginning. And I have to thank you, because you gave me the most valuable item you ever had, your time. And I believe that it was not only your best investment in your life, but it was the start of a journey to wasteless world, a journey which all of us will do together. My name is Michael Rada, and I am a human, and I am proud of it. And just now there is time for your questions. But because we are not in the same room, I will take one of the questions which I get in the past 5 years. This one in France, 2018. Mr. Rada, you told us how will the Industry 5.0 look like. How will the Industry 6.0 look like? I was surprised by the question. I never thought about it, so I apologize, but promise, when I know, I will come back. 3 months later, the organizer received my reply. And here it is. There are only 2 scenarios. The first one is when we continue to support Industry 4.0, the digitalization of work. Then the only step for future happiness after skipping 5.0 would be to digitalize the man, to enjoy the virtual world. And digital data do not need light. The only question is whether human in data form can still be called a human. But there is a second option. Industry 5.0 is the first industrial evolution ever led by man, which means Industry 6.0 is just part of the evolution. And if so, our planet will look like this. And I have decided 7 years ago which way I would like to go. Just now it's your turn. I wish you a wonderful day, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Have a nice day.